Hello, fellow Star Wars fans. My name is Starrapter, and welcome back to the channel. It's time to talk about some Star Wars comics. We have one from Dark Horse, one from Marvel. Diving on in to Kevin Scott's new comic book. This is Tales from the Nightlands, issue number 1. This has artwork by Soli, and this one is in the vein of what Kevin Scott has done before. You know, Tales from Vader's Castle, Tales from the Death Star, right? Every once in a while, we get these cool, creepy Halloween kind of Star Wars takes of stories. And in this one is one of the greats already. This is going to be a 3-issue miniseries. The idea is each one of these stories is in a different era of Star Wars. So this one we're talking about today is set in a prequel trilogy. We're going to have one original trilogy, one the sequel trilogy. So diving on in, we have a story about a young Anakin and Obi-Wan. And this is, taking place in between The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, which, by the way, we do not have enough content in that era. I really love the Anakin and Obi-Wan Marvel comic series that came out years ago. So I digress. Getting into it, we arrive on Ryloth with both Obi-Wan and Anakin. They are to see to the preparations of this funeral of one of the leaders of Ryloth, of the Twi'lek people, and they're figuring out what's going on with this family, because there's this girl, the grandchild is flirting around with the idea of contacting the dead, and apparently her grandfather that passed away was trying to figure out how to speak to the dead, essentially, in this ceremony. And she ends up reciting and bringing back her grandfather and a bunch of other dead spirits from this ethereal world, plane of existence. And it only happens when the world is basically in complete symmetry with some other celestial body, which only happens every 30 years. And so what happens here is we have this Queen of the Damned, quite really interesting looking character called the Nightlander. Very pretty, but very deceptively dangerous, creepy looking old dead Twi'lek there. Wants to take a corporeal form by basically possessing the girl. And it's up to Anakin to really help protect her. And by the end of it, he's able to hold off this evildoer just enough for the celestial bodies to get out of sync, in which the ghosts go back to where they came from. And that is the story there. But diving into it a little bit deeper than that, because I really did find this one quite fascinating. Things I liked about it were the lore of the Twi'leks. I mean, we're talking about the culture, the Feast of Remembrance, all these different things that are name dropped, the first family, all this sort of stuff that really enhances. It's not just a one and done kind of fun story. I feel like there is some really big stuff that is built up in this issue, especially with that relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin. Again, there's such a big time gap, 10 years between The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. So getting to see this happen with these guys talking, and Anakin's brash, and he's not really been a Jedi for very long, so he's asking a lot of questions, feeling pretty rebellious. But then again, Anakin has always been a rebellious kind of person there. But I love the horror vibe of this. This really felt right, and I'm happy that we're getting this just in time for Halloween. Perfectly synced up for that. Looking forward to seeing what happens next in the original trilogy era for these characters here. Next up, we have Jedi Knights, issue number 7. This comes to us from Marvel. It's written, of course, by the creative team, Mark Guggenheim, Matt Beck, Musa Pekoff, and company. And in this, we actually are dealing with a cliffhanger of Qui-Gon being taken down by an assassin on this planet, right? So then you have the Twi'lek, you have Mace Windu. Twi'lek, of course, is Secura, and they're trying to figure out in this issue a cure for him, and he's saying Sinsara, and they find out is the planet. So they put him in kind of a stasis, Qui-Gon. He doesn't have very long, so they got to find out this antidote quick. They leads him to this planet where these people have a very strong hatred for the Jedi. They're very begrudging to even help save this guy. And they realize they have to go contact the Banished. And the Banished have the antidote, but they're saying, oh, you have to kill the Kajura, which is the same creatures we've seen in issue number 3. Nice adds note there, where Qui-Gon was with Obi-Wan, and they were there with Bail Organa trying to save him with those giant city-sized skyscraper creatures. Well, one of them is mucking around on Sinsara, and it's up to Mace, and it's up to all Secura to take it down to get the antidote. So they do that, they take it down, get the antidote. Qui-Gon is fed the antidote, but we don't know. He's going to have to be put in a coma until he's able to fully heal. We don't know when that is. So some cool things in this. I like how the Kajura brought back from issue number 3, because at the time it felt like, yeah, this is a series of anthology, but that issue just didn't have enough meat to sink my teeth into, so to speak. Like, there wasn't a lot there. But now, knowing that they were first brought up there, and this creature was actually brought from its habitat, and Secura had to kill it, and we know Jedi shouldn't really be killing creatures like this unless it's absolutely needed. And I like the explanation here Mace gave was, this creature was already, a little bit dangerous because it was taken from its planet for some reason. We're putting it out of its misery because it doesn't belong here in the first place. Plus, we're helping our friend to stay alive. So there is some justification. As long as the Jedi have a good justification for all this senseless killing, then we'll be all right, I guess. So, this was a very cut and dry kind of simple issue as far as like no big, deep, mind-bending storylines going on in here. Just simply put, we got to go to this point, do this thing, get that antidote, bring it back to Qui-Gon, and now they're on Coruscant. So looking forward to the next issue there as we get a little bit further into this comic. It'll be issue number 8 already. Crazy. Time is flying by. So there you have it. Those were the issues that came out today. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. For more on Star Wars, you're in the right place. Go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. May the Force be with you always.